Kirby is one of the biggest icons in gaming, just like Mario and Sonic, and he has been around for quite some time. So today we're going to take a look at one of the classics in the series, Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards, a 2.5D platformer Kirby game for the Nintendo 64. It is the sequel to Kirby's Dream Land 3, and its story is fourth in the sequence within the Kirby's Dream Land saga. This game ended up selling 1.77 million units, which is not bad. It ends up on number 9 of the best-selling Kirby games ever made. But what this game also had was removed and unused levels, and actually quite a lot of them. They were weird, but still, what was their purpose? What were they going to do with them? Next to this, there was something else which was rather special, but we will save this for the end of the video. So let's first take a look at these levels to see what's actually inside them. First up, room ABA 200. This place is a plain green room with Adeleine. That's it. I think this was a simple room to test this character, since he doesn't do anything special or different at all. First I thought maybe this was to try out something new, but no, he does the exact same thing as he does in the game. Room ABA 100. This one is a wide open area for testing different kinds of terrain. Each colored square uses a different material and is labeled in Japanese, and there are some occasional blocks. The materials are, left to right, ice, snow, sand, wood, cloud, grass, iron, mud, and slippery. So clearly this is a room with all the types of terrain, probably to test it out. Or maybe even like a terrain chart, just to see all the types in one go. This was most likely, just like the previous one, a test room. Room ANE Test 1. A completely empty room. So Kirby falls forever in a grey void. The name indicates that it may have been used to test enemy behavior, but weirdly enough, it's empty. So maybe they cleared the entire room as soon as they were done testing something, and when there was something new to test, they build it from scratch. For example, when they want to test how an enemy functions on icy terrain. However, we aren't really sure about this, it's just speculation, but it would make sense.
Room ENE Test 2. A large room with a high ceiling and a painfully colorful grid on the back wall. The name indicates that it may have been used to test enemy behavior, but by the looks of it, they used this room in different situations. It is a set room with a certain type of terrain, so it must have been used to test something else. By the looks of it, mostly to test the fighting with enemies and stuff like that. Room Item 01. A very wide room that contains a lot of food, some invincibility candies, yellow stars and blue stars. There are blocks and pools of water, but they have no collision. Yet again, a test room for items, or maybe to show off the items in the game really fast. So some sort of showroom. Room Break Test 1. A basic room with some blocks to jump on. Some kind of broken background effect is used here, causing a white, wavy texture to be overlaid in front of everything. Now, what this was supposed to be, I have no idea. It looks weird and broken, and it seems to be for testing. Maybe a place to take a break from testing the game? I have no idea. All these rooms were used for testing, so I suppose they did a lot of testing back then. But why are they still in the game? Well, the developers most likely just left them in because it didn't matter, or just forgot about them, and that's why they are still there. We also found something else, some very, very early art in the US version. A similar set of portraits can be seen in use in an early pre-release shot. Most notably, Kirby's animal friends were apparently meant to be in the game. In the final game, they only appear in the small cameo with a Stone Friend's ability. The numbers under Kirby 64 may be a date which would be October 30th, 1998, nearly a year and a half before the game's Japanese release. So was it supposed to come out earlier? Or maybe this was the date that the artwork was made? And were there more characters planned? Well, by the looks of it, yes. Well, for the characters at least. But what happened to that? Well, there is nothing else found about them in the files, so they were most likely planned but never made it. And looking at the concept art book only confirms that they never made it past the planning phase. But these aren't the only things that got scrapped even before the prototyping phase. A banned multiplayer minigame was planned for the game and is also featured in the concept art book of the game. This minigame was most likely scrapped and used in Mario Party instead, which was released about a year before Kirby 64. How sad, just thinking of the possibilities. So as you can see, they did quite a lot of testing and planning for this game, since there are loads of rooms and drawings for it. But in the end, it was a great game despite its losses. If you like this video as much as Kirby likes food, make sure to subscribe to get notified about our weekly videos as early as possible. Or check out our video about Paper Mario.